This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Tonight, rivals do battle in the NFC East. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. And off we go from East Rutherford. From the 6, here comes a return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the #1 goal of every team, every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 3. In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. Back to the ground, he'll get it again. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's going to have it for a 1st down. He's out of bounds after a gain of 5.
So there's a saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
To the ground, a 1st down run. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Tackle there by Cameron Jordan.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now, Manning. He'll look over the middle and find his running back.
Number 21. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 5.
Third down, they need 5. Manning. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
I like the aggressiveness early in the game, right out of the gate. Make the defense realize we are going to challenge you downfield, and what that does is it opens everything else up. Now, you got to hit a couple of these, and don't be surprised if they go back to a deep shot here pretty quickly.
Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
And after studying this quarterback, Mike, I really like the way he carries himself. He really takes accountability. Every time there's something that goes wrong, he puts it on his shoulders. And every time there's success, he's always the first one to give it to everybody else. That's the kind of leadership role you're looking for out of this position, and I think this guy's a great example of it.
And he's going to have this one up near the 28. After that play, it stopped an injured Giant on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They send the tight end in motion. Here's a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 6. He'll get that out to Barkley. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
1st and 10.
If you want to play running back in today's modern NFL, Mike, you have to be able to be a viable weapon in the passing game. It's all about touches. It's not just about handoffs anymore. It's how many different ways can we get the ball in your hands.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for me with that one. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
You know, so they don't connect here, Mike, but I kind of like the early message because now as a defense, they have to understand that even if we have this guy covered, one of the best players in the entire league, this quarterback's going to continue to give him a chance of the ball. So not only do we have to cover him, we have to contest and make a play on every throw. And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
A loss of 4 yards.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Nick Sirianni now going to send out the field goal unit. This officially a 58-yard attempt. And that is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a scoreless game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Just a short gain.
At his 49-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw is Manning. This one taken in by Hyatt. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
A gain there of 16 yards. First down, Giants.
1st and 10.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback, he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm. There are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the 1st down. What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Madden. Crushed, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go.
Brings up a third down.
It's clear whatever they were
and 10
trying to
yards
set up
go.
was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play and throws it away.
On third down, it's Manning. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. So the Eagles will use their first time out here as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Movement up front, and that's our first time tonight to check in with our referee.
Still fourth down.
The Giants field goal unit out on the field. This one from 49 is good. And the Giants will take a 3-0 lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on the same time. You don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case,
so after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Here's Gainwell to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Following the play, we have an Eagle who is shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down.
so the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
The RPO, that one is complete. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3-and-out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. Now Manning. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away, don't take the sack, live for another day.
And we'll mark him down just shy of the 40. They gain 18 yards on that one. That's good for a Giants first down.
39-yard line.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
They'll stay on the ground. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 5. Now this looks like a design run. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5. To throw, it's Manning. Open man, right side, he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front. Based on the routes downfield, it looked like the protection was designed to give the quarterback a little bit more time to wait for things to uncover downfield. So give credit up front to the defensive line. Immediate pressure early speeds up the quarterback's clock. He's got no choice than to get rid of it, probably a little bit earlier than he would have preferred.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To the air is Manning. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
And this is a great example of what can happen when you play complementary football. The back end holds up nicely in coverage, and then that front 7 is able to wreak havoc and put an end to this play.
On comes the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Eagles offense ready to get back at it. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They send a receiver in motion left. They'll start by going forward with a pop pass. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Philadelphia.
On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. And he will be out of bounds on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So we are through one here on Thursday Night Primetime. It's the Giants leading this one early. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Eagles in possession to start the second quarter, as they've got it with 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw, and that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early.
Automatic first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches. They'll run the sneak. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now this time, he'll set up to throw. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Seems like the quarterback was a little predetermined in his read. I think he decided even before seeing the coverage where that ball was going. Next time, read the coverage. Let the play unfold. Don't force something that's not there.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. That one, incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And 10.
That's not an easy catch by any means, but at this level, Mike, you get paid to catch them all. And really, you get paid to catch the hard ones, and you know that hit, it's coming either way. And I remember learning as a young player early in my career, the hit's coming, you're going to get knocked to the ground. It feels a lot better getting off the ground and handing the ball to the official.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. And the Giants are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Giants offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll operate from their own 3-yard line as they try to put something together here on this drive. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's the tight end. And that one's going to be shut down quickly. A minimal gain.
On the 6-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Manning. That is caught right side by Becker.
Complete to number 13. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Now they'll set up to throw. And he's going to be taken down back at the 2-yard line.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
The Giants sending out their punter as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. That's taken on this side of midfield. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Eagles offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start with a golden opportunity here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
A gain of 14. And an Eagle.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example of that.
26. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
That's good for an Eagles first down. 1st and goal, Philadelphia.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up 2nd and goal.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Another shot at it from the 9. 2nd down and goal. They put Campbell in motion. They'll look to throw again. That'll be caught left side. It's Goddard.
Complete to number 88. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal.
can tell what the decision is about how they want to approach fourth down by what they call on third down. If that was a run play, then you can bet they were going to go for it on fourth. But because it was a pass, and then they take a sack, I think this coach on fourth down is leaning towards settling for 3.
The Eagles going to send their field goal unit out. This a 31-yard attempt. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Eagles will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal draws us even. It is now 3-3 as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Throwing now, Madden. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Madden. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Back to throw is Manning. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork, a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate and an opportunity for a big shot. You end up falling short.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll just pitch this one out there. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and 7. Open man, left side. He's got it. A pickup of 12 yards.
Eagles.
Good for an Eagles first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Eagles.
Guys, what are you doing, guys?
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
He was taken down.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He gets that to Brandon. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
Number 11. It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Going to try to pick up the first down with his own read.
The quarterback keeps it on the option. Tackle
Great work
at the
there
38-yard
defensively,
line.
Mike. You could tell they were onto that one from the start. They're able to hold him to a short gain on the keeper and force the 4th down.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of the Giants has it.
This one's going to be tough to stomach. I mean, all he has to do is just hold on to the ball, and they've got a fresh set of downs. He was past the yard to gain, but unfortunately, even though they gave up the first down initially, the defense was determined to get off the field one way or another, and they found a way to do just that.
The Giants' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Slayton is the man in motion. On the play fake, here's Manning. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
In motion comes Beckham. They go play action with Manning. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down. Now Manning. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And he's going to be taken down as we hit a 2-minute warning here in this first half.
3rd and 5.
3rd down, they need 5. Neighbors in motion. On third down, it's Manning. Open man, right side. He's got it. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
At the 13-yard line.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. Looking to throw is Manning. He'll tuck it and take off. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down.
It's a gain of 2.
And that was really well defended along the back end, Mike. And with nobody open downfield, he's got no choice but to turn into a runner. They end up rallying to the ball, and they limit to a minimal gain.
They'll empty out the backfield and line up for third and 3. To throw, it's Manning. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Let's give a lot of credit to the defensive plan that this coaching staff has come up with coming into today's game. Every time it seems like the offense makes an adjustment, the defense counterpunches. Different looks, different fronts, different pressure packages. They have had all the answers so far, and the sacks just keep piling up.
The Giants field goal unit out on the field. This from 30 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Giants get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's out to Brown, right side, complete.
Caught by number 11. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, and he's going to go down. He could not get rid of it. And that's going to bring an end to this first half.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula and come out on top in this tight one as we hit the second half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here's Gainwell to return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. It's Barkley to start the drive. Up the sideline to the 40. Angling to the sideline. Inside the 35. An electrifying run. Bringing it all the way inside the 15-yard line. A big one there to start the second half. 62 yards.
That's as dynamic a run as you're going to see. He gets really good initial blocking at the point of the attack. That springs him loose. But then it's just his speed and open field running that does the rest.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. That one, taken in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Eagles.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
They'll line it up to kick the extra point. His kick is good, and the Eagles open the lead to 4. It's 10-6. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. To the air is Manning. This one into the hands of Beckham. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
First down.
That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples now. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 4. Here's Manning. His receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
First down.
2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he'll be run out short of the line of scrimmage, so let's call it a loss of 1 on first down.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time. Comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
They'll run on 2nd down, and not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
It is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Open man, that's Slayton. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. They get 24 on that one. First down. Giants.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover. And plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Ball incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Good. Makes the score Eagles 10, Giants 9.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Eagles offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. faking the give. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
At the 25-yard line.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
And this is the tricky element of these deep balls, Mike. You want to hit the guy in stride. You want the touchdown. You want the beautiful highlight play. But sometimes you're better off underthrowing a receiver than you are overthrowing them, because as we see time and time again throughout the league, an underthrown deep ball, more times than not, leads to a pass interference call.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball.
29-yard line.
Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. Throwing now, Manning. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
And 10.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That's complete. And it is Beckham. 18 yards on the connection. That's good for a Giants first down.
10 at the 47-yard line.
That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive moving.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Why not go back to him? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
33-yard line.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the hoe, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 8. Manning. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
First down.
It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Giants.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
And he'll get about 5.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll work this out wide to Benson. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with 1st and goal.
First down and goal to
And
go.
what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look, and he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And anytime this offense gets themselves going in the right direction, it just seems like the pass rush finds a way to make a play of their own, and they have completely dominated this game up until this point, Mike. I mean, it is no surprise they're playing with the lead as a result.
First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw is Manning.
Complete to number 80. A gain of 11. It's now 3rd and goal.
Third and goal. Out of the gun, he'll throw. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The Giants will line up.
They'll try to pick this up with a run. And he is not going to get in. Stop on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Eagles offense and their running back set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. There's Kraft, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds here, and it's only a gain of a yard.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
On second down, Barkley. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A gain there of 15. First down, Philadelphia.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll look to throw. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
I'm not sure what it was, Mike, but there was something off about that play from the jump. I'm not sure if it was the body language or the on-the-line of scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and I think the result showed.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
And it's third.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
Just what the punter's hoping to do. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter.
The 16-yard line.
So we are through 3. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. It is 2nd and 6. Now Manning. Short throw that's pulled in by Mayer. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll take this past the 30. A gain of 6, mark it at the 31.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Second down and 3. The RPO, that one is complete. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down. The Giants sending out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. Now the return, and it'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. That's quickly out to Smith. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In fourth quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Giants' 47-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. He'll drop to throw. That's caught by the speedster, John Ross.
The 2nd down.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Gain of 4 yards. That's another Eagles.
3rd and short. You think this ball's expected to come out quick, but when all the receivers were taken away, he decides to make a break for it. He doesn't get a whole lot, but what he gets is just enough to move the chains.
He'll get this to the left flat. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15.
That's good.
Good pickup of 16 on that screenplay and a first down.
16 yards.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the fourth quarter, Mike, facing a tough 3rd down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle. He's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Davis. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
They'll try zone read on 1st and goal. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot, and now I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
this time they'll look to throw. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take this down to the 2, but a good tackle there. Going to set up 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10.
You have to wonder if we look back at the end of this game, Mike, and say, was this a prime opportunity for this offense that they blew after that 3rd down sack? An opportunity to take the lead here late in the game, and instead, I think there's a real decision about whether or not they should just take the 3 and chip away at this lead.
So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to get back within a field goal. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they inch a bit closer here in this 4th quarter. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the 4th quarter as they kick it off. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. To the air is Manning. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down.
37-yard line.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Quarterback's trying to give his big tight end a chance to go up and use that large catch radius, unable to connect. Little letdown here for the tight end community, Mike.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Manning. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up 3rd down.
Third and inches. They'll go with the sneak. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. So the Eagles will use their 1st time out here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down.
10 at the 47-yard line.
Slayton is the man in motion. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Manning. This one into the hands of Beckham. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Throwing now, Manning. He's going to let this one go deep. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. A big one here in the 4th quarter. A pickup of 44 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
From 6 yards out, it's 1st and goal. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. They'll drop to throw. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, New York. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening.
And that's exactly how you stress all week finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Now, an important extra point here to maybe salt this one away. It's up and through. And the Giants will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9.
Eagles 13.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. There's that man again. Another catch. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick 1st down.
A gain of 12.
Great timing and anticipation. The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
To the air now on 1st and 10.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. over the middle to Smith. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 16
He's got a
yards.
touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt, and that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
Complete to Michael Pittman. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to the air one more time. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So it's a win for the Men in Blue. The Giants get it done. They put it all together against a very difficult opponent. There are not too many people who were giving them much of a shot coming in, but they rode the energy of this home crowd, got some big plays on both sides of the ball. They're going to come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.